Okay, good morning. Look, I did not intend to do any type of recording today. I'm still like getting dressed and everything, but I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna, have a chat on that because that's very helpful and it could be something that's gonna be beneficial for people. Look, I haven't even like opened the blinds or nothing for the day. Like I woke up, read my Bible, I was watching a movie that I fell asleep on the day before, and so, yeah, I'm just getting started. But good morning. I have to do a message. I have to do my prayer message and everything today. Very different. But yeah, I was like just doing a reflection. And I was like, oh, well, I might as well go ahead and, share on that. Because it could be helpful, seriously, to someone. But yeah, basically I was sitting here and I was reflecting on behaviors, right? And I was reflecting on behaviors and I wanted to share some insight on it because I know it happens all throughout life, right? Like when you experience behaviors that you do not like, or inappropriate, or just out of this world type of thing. Like, what are you doing type of thing? And so and let me slow down because last video I was looking at it, I'm like, I was saying, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like way too much. But seriously, when you get into your message and you really trying to put it out there, if someone's repeating something over and over again, that means that they really want you to get it. Like if you ever hear anybody in any type of conversation and they're repeating the same thing over and over again, like they feel like you're not hearing them, and that this is something they want to emphasize. But yeah, today I'm going to slow it down because this is something that can be very helpful in so many different environments and with so many different people, like age wise, like children it works with, adults it works with, and it's the simplest things. I was talking to somebody the other day about different issues that arise, and it's like it's so simple. Like when you really figure out like the root of why things are happening, sometimes people think it's so complex, and I'm telling you, like, sometimes it's very simple. It's like if you fix this one thing or if you target this one thing, like it's gonna impact everything. I'm a huge believer in that, where one small like alteration can make a difference for an entire thing. Like I'm serious, like as soon as you make a change in a relationship, as soon as you make a change in anything that's going on in your world, it just triggers all of these different changes that come about. And so it's really a blessing when you can figure out, like what changes you want to make and all of that. And so yeah, today I'm gonna go into like inappropriate behaviors or behaviors that you don't like, or things that they just not good, right? And how we impact them, like seriously. So I was experiencing some different stuff. Of course, you all know, like over the years I was experiencing a lot of different things that had been going on amongst, like random, it could be random strangers sometimes. And the more that you give attention to something, the more that you're going to receive the behavior. Like I'm gonna tell you right now, the more that you give attention to it, the more you're gonna get the behavior. So as soon as it's a known thing, right? Whether it's known deliberately or whether it's just passively known that this is how you're going to react when this particular thing happens, as soon as you let it be known that it affects you, like that is something that you're going to continuously see. And not only that, but if you have it where, say, it's like with a child, like you're a child, or it could be with, a child that you work with or something that, you're around or what have you, like as soon as you let it be known, like, because you all know I used to teach, or, I used to do different things with different roles dealing with children. And it's just like as soon as they figure out like, okay, when I do this, this reaction comes. Just like that study back in the day where they was like, okay, every time you ring the bell, then the dog does this, or what have you. It's the same way. It's like you're almost programming a person to know, like, this is how you respond, or this is what, reaction I'm looking for, so I'm gonna do this, right? And so for me in the past, it would be, I would talk about, the honking, or I talk about, dog barks and stuff like that. And so as soon as individuals would know that that's what, would trigger some type of response or reaction, what do you know? Like, you see it constantly. It's happening, it's happening, it's happening type of thing. And so I was talking about it earlier, explaining that for me it's great content because it gives me an opportunity to be able to share insight and background and different ways that you can basically deal with all this stuff that we go through in life, because of my background in it and because of just experience and right wisdom in it. And so yeah, I was going into one of the main things that is like a blessing to do: ignore the mess out of it. Like, I'm for real. Like, I know yesterday we were talking about some things, and I'm always gonna go faith wise, right? Because a lot of life application comes straight from God. Like, he knows it all. So what better source to go to when you're dealing with anything in life than God, right? And his word, the Bible, all of those good things. And so one of the things that I say, right, to do with it is to ignore it. Ignore it intentionally. You have to intentionally do these things, because once it's intentional, you're going to know exactly when it's happening. You're going to intentionally be like, I'm not giving that any attention. Like, I'm not going to give it good attention. I'm not going to give it bad attention. I'm not going to give it any of my attention. And like the outcome of it, I'm gonna tell you, like, just try it, and for real it works. Like, seriously, if you're a parent, if you are just a family member that has kids or that you're around, or if you work with kids, same thing when it comes to adults. Like, I'll just say, for me, with my experience, it don't matter what the age. People, depending on their personality and stuff, they can be extremely persistent, what have you. But you have to be more persistent, right? You have to be more consistent with whatever it is that you're doing and be more intentional, right? That's what I used to say all the time. Like, okay, you doing this, you're going to get tired before I do. What have you. Like, you're going to get tired before I get tired of being able to deal with it, or being able to basically stand and endure it and persevere and overcome it. So it's one of those things where, seriously, your mindset, you have to be extremely intentional about whatever it is that you are going to be, trying to impact this certain behavior with. And so if it's something that you do not like, if it's like, seriously, if it's something that you do not like, if it's something that is inappropriate, if it's something that is just like, no, like, I'm not tolerating that. It's like one of the main things that you can do, like, seriously, is ignore the mess out of it. Ignore it. Ignore it. That is one of the main reasons why a person or people will do it, because they're looking for a specific reaction, or they're looking for a specific response. Like, they have some type of experience, or they have some type of knowledge that they're going to get a certain outcome, or they're going to get a certain reaction, or they're going to get a certain response if they do it, right? So you have to, right, shift it. You have to shift it and show them something different, right? And it's almost like you're bumping them off this, expectation of, yeah, this works, until they meet somebody and it doesn't. Whatever. Like, they meet somebody, they're like, I'm doing this and I'm not getting the response or the reaction that I want. Like, seriously. Like, I'm trying to go simple, but then I also keep it broad, because it literally, it works with everyone. Over the years, for me, the only reason why it hasn't worked for me is because I haven't tried it. What have like I said, for me, it's good content, because for me, I get to, teach about it. I get to explain about it and help people out. So now you're going to get ready to see over the, moving forward. Right? If you try it yourself and in me, you're getting ready to see how it works when you ignore something, and how if it's not feeding a person what they're looking for, like, boom, done. And either they're going to stop doing things completely, or they're going to shift to something different because now they're not getting the response or the reaction that they were looking for. You get what I'm saying? Like, no one's going to keep doing something and not get what they're looking for from it. And so for me, it would be a lot of like I would speak to it, right, which is giving it attention, even if it's positive attention, even if it's negative attention, I'm giving it my attention, and that's what they want. You get what I'm saying? Like, seriously, think about it. When you're dealing with children, or when you're dealing with, individuals that they have those types of issues or what have you, it's like, recognize what's going on. Like, most of the time it's attention. Like, they just want the attention. But when they realize that they're not getting it, then they have to shift. It's like, okay, this isn't working, so either I'm going to stop doing it, or I'm going to shift to something different and see if I get attention there. And that's how sometimes you'll see behaviors increase where it's getting worse, because they're like, okay, I'm doing this and they're not responding the way I want, or they're not reacting the way I want. So now I have to do something, more intense, so that they can notice and give me the, you know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, like, you'll see how it gradually builds depending on like what's going on. That's why I was like, with this, you have to be extremely intentional with what your goal is. Like, understand that if you're ever dealing with that type of stuff where you don't, it's inappropriate or what have you, or you don't like it, or it's just rubbing you the wrong way, like, ignore it. And then I'll say, because you got to be careful, right? Because yeah, right, you have to be careful, because when you ignore it, like I said, it can increase. Sometimes you'll get to a point where, okay, now you stop, you'll see that it stopped, but at the same time it's like, okay, it stopped because they're like, they didn't get the reaction or the response that they were looking for, and so now they're increasing whatever their behaviors were. So be careful with that. I like to do it where it's like, if you're going to ignore it, make sure that if it gets to a place where you start seeing it increase, now you need to do a teaching type of thing. Like, oh, okay, I don't like this, type of thing. Oh, and go straight positive, where it's just like, oh, okay, oh, it's better when boo ba boo boo ba ba. You get what I'm saying? Now you're introducing something different. Instead of it just being I'm not giving you this type of attention that you're looking for, it's like, if you want my attention, if you do this and that, you're going to get it. You get what I'm saying? Like, now you're shifting it where it's like, okay, the reason why this isn't working for you, you get what I'm saying? It's because I don't like that. And this is how you should behave, or this is what's appropriate. So now you're turning it into a learning lesson, so that now, for whoever it is at whatever age, it's more of a, it's not that I'm just specifically writing you off. It's just more of a, I'm not tolerating that. That's not acceptable around me. That's not acceptable to me. So if you would like to be in my presence, if you would like to have my attention, this is a way that you can do it. And trust and believe that if the individuals do want that, they are going to do what they need to do, right? And it's not so much of a, what do you call it, trying to tell someone what to do. It's really setting boundaries. It's really you respecting yourself, and you teaching other people how to respect you, right? Like, that's why I say you have to be very intentional when you starting to go in this direction, right? And for those who are like, believers, and you for real are about working more towards being godly and godlike and being in his image, it's like, this is Jesus all the way. Like, he's very intentional. We never saw him as like a doormat. Understand that. He would let people know what it was, right? He was assertive enough to let people know, like, this is unacceptable. Like, that's not okay with me. This is what it is. Teaching. You get what I'm saying? Like, not just, throwing people under buses or shifting them to the side, but it's more of a, okay, this is the problem and this is how. right? Like giving them that opportunity to learn. Like, if you would like this, if this is what you're looking for, then this is how you do that, right? And then leaving it up to them to make that decision on what they want to do. Does that make sense? That's why I'm like, yeah, the ignoring part, that's like one of the first steps, right? What did he say? It's to someone's honor to overlook offenses. And it really truly is, because you're not stooping down to their level, right? If a person is calling you out of your name, if a person is just being completely disrespectful, or people, or if coming at you sideways, or all types doing just inappropriate, just bad things, to you, whatever. It's like, yeah, understand that that's what you need to be doing. Like, ignore the mess out of that. And if it gets to a place where, like I said before, because that's normally where it's gonna go, either people are gonna get it together because they're like, okay, they not giving that any attention, so I'm gonna stop. But if it gets to a place where it's like, no, they're not giving me attention, I'm just gonna intensify, like, I'm just gonna do some more, and maybe they will. Then it's like, okay, well, let me teach you, let me tell you how to treat me, let me show you what you should do, let me teach you the right way of behaving around me, or doing certain things a certain way. And then, right, now that you've reached this level, because seriously, any person or people are going to treat you how you allow them to treat you. Boop. That part. Like, that part. Like, people, or a person, whoever you're around, they're only going to treat you the way you allow them to treat you. And so if it's getting to a point where now you have ignored it, and okay, it's intensified because you ignore it, but now they're doing more, and you're teaching now, like showing, telling, like, this is why, like, it's unacceptable. Now you can do this or that, like, what have you, and telling them what it is. And then it's just like, okay, once it's getting to that point, seriously, you're gonna find out who you're around. At this point, like, it's on you, right? And whatever your role is, it's on you at this point, because now you're gonna be the one to determine, is this something that I want to be around? Is this something that I'm obligated to be around? Like I said, it's all different aspects, right, of life. This could be individuals, whether it's children, adults, seniors, whatever. This could be individuals where they're young, and they just a part of your family, or they're what do you call it, friends of the family, or friends to you and their children, or whatever. It could be in workplaces. It can be like, I'm serious, it happens amongst everyone in any age group, within all types of relationships. And so that's why I'm like, after you've reached the point of ignoring it, and you've reached the point of what do you call it, trying to teach, and like basically help them learn how to treat you right. It's just like, if they've made that decision at that point to continue on and whatever's going on, like, now it's on you. You get what I'm saying? Like, the whole time it's on you, because it's you and being intentional. But I'm meaning, it's on you to now make a decision on if that's something that you want to be around. Is that something that you're obligated to be around? So maybe you need to make some specific adjustments, right? Because like I said before, this is like boundary setting. This is like this is how you respect me type of thing. And for people who don't know, it's like, at the end of the day, if you don't respect yourself, how do you expect other people to respect you? So you should never be at a space in your life where it's okay for people to just treat you any kind of way. And that's real. You get what I'm saying? Like, so it's a challenging thing to think about, right? When I'm telling you, you have to think about whatever role you in. Like, do I have to be around this? Am I obligated to be around, whatever? Like, sometimes, like, for real, you're obligated to have to be in those types of situations. But I'm telling you, like, people, just like people can see when a person has confidence in themselves, people can also see when you don't respect yourself. Right? Like, people can see that. And sometimes you have individuals out here that they take advantage of that type of stuff when you're not basically bold enough to speak up for yourself, or when you insecure and it is showing, or when it's like you just go along with anything, like people see that, and sometimes people do take advantage of it. And so it's one of those things, like I said, where at this point you yourself have to make a decision on, am I going to tolerate that? Like, you get what I'm saying? And seriously, I'm saying it this way because you never wanted to get to a point where your emotions are taking over. You never wanted to get to a point where you are reactive, right? That's what I'm saying. All of this is intentional. That means you're thinking about it. That means you're processing the things that you're going through. That means you're considering what are your best outcomes, what are your best choices or options that you have on how you're gonna move forward, right? And whatever your relationship is with whomever is dealing with. I'm serious. Like, this is stuff that we don't talk about, but it's very serious, where you have to think about, if you're in any type of environment, if you're around any types of people, whatever that may be, regardless of what the connections may be. They can be very close connections, like I said, it could be blood related, or it could be like family, or it could be close friends, or it could be, neighbors, co-workers, whatever, strangers, whatever the situation may be. At the end of the day, like I keep saying, a lot of this stuff, it deals with who you are as a person, right? We always want to push stuff off on other people and say, well, I'm behaving this way because this person did this, or I feel this way, I said this because that person did this or that. It's like, no. At the end of the day, all of this stuff is coming out of the individual. You have to pay attention to who the individual is. So it's just like, if you're allowing people to do certain things around you or to you, it's more of a, do you have enough love for yourself, right? Like, at the end of the day, do you have enough love for yourself to, basically teach people how to treat you, right? It's very serious stuff. And I mean, even to me, I feel like, even as parents, and I'm not a parent, so people know that, but I have worked with kids in different capacities, and different age ranges, and it's the same thing with dealing with adults and dealing with senior citizens. I'm saying that because my nephew said, but dealing with seniors, basically, or elders, it's the same way. No one's exempt, because we're all people, but at the end of the day, it's about how you feel about yourself as a person, on how you allow other people to treat you. So if it's okay for them to do and say anything to you and around you, recognize that that's a you thing. Right? Like, I'm serious. This is a you thing. Like, sometimes we want it to be like, oh, okay, well, this person did this and that to me. Especially, you all know how it's been over the years and how people done did all types of crazy stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like, oh, okay, like, it's on you for real to be like, oh, okay, that's not okay. You don't get to say and do anything to me. You don't get to, treat me any kind of way just because you feeling some type of way. And again, it's not that you're going to be out here trying to change who people are. It's on you to make a decision, like I said, at that point, if this is something that you're going to tolerate, if it's something that you're going to continue to be around, if it's something that you're going to, try to address in a different way, whatever the case may be. But understand that it's going to be a reflection of who you are as a person, right? Opposed to how you right, see the people, right? I think that's one of the things we hear all the time. It's like, we'll want to label other people and say like, oh, this person just, bad, or oh, this person just, they this type of way and that type of way. But it's like, yeah, and when you get around them, you get what I'm saying? Like, are you letting them do that stuff? Are you letting them say? Are you letting, type of thing? And that's why, like, for me, because you all know I always share my personal experiences. For me, that's why it's like, no, if you're going to treat me any kind of way, you don't get to be in my presence. If I'm not obligated to be around you, like, no, you don't get to just be around me because you just feel like it. But when you treat me any kind of way, like, what? Like, where we do that at? And same thing when it comes to children. Like, I'm serious. I think sometimes because sometimes you can be close to them or what have you, or you care for them so much, but it's like, yeah, but you need to teach kids how to behave. Like, teach them the right way to behave so that when they get out here in the real world and realize that you can't do and say anything you want, because sometimes people, they don't like that. And sometimes people can be violent. And sometimes people be killing people. You get what I'm saying? All because, how many times have we seen it with road rage? How many times have we seen it with, something didn't go somebody's way, and because it did, now they doing all types of stuff. It's like, this stuff is real. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, one of the messages for the day, and I didn't, mean to go into it like that, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna share on this because this is important. Like, it really is. Ignoring, right? Learning to ignore certain behaviors that you don't find to be acceptable or just aren't okay. And that's like the very minor step, right? This is your first step. And normally, if you're dealing with any people, or it could be any age, in general, if you're dealing with individuals that got some sense, like, they're gonna back off. Like, they're gonna calm down with all of the extra because they see it's not affecting you or impacting you in any type of way. But again, I'm going to emphasize, if you do respond to it, right? Like, the more that you respond to it, the more that you're feeding them, right? Like, you have to understand that if you're dealing with any individual or individuals, don't matter the age, if you're dealing with them and their personality is like that, or they just into that type of stuff where they constantly doing things, and for whatever reason, sometimes it's all types of reasons why people do it, like, sometimes it's how they were brought up, sometimes, it's because they not getting somewhere else, it's all types of reasons why. But I'm just saying, understand that if you feeding it and you giving it your attention, like, understand that you're gonna keep seeing it. Like, don't be shocked. I'm serious. In whatever space you find yourself in, don't be shocked if you keep seeing it, because you're now feeding it. It's one thing when it's a part of their life or their personality and they do it all the time. And believe me, I'm serious. I worked with it before. I've been around it before. So I know, from just my own experiences, how this operates, right? Like, how it operates. And it's just like, the more you feed into it, the more attention you give it, like, the more you're going to see it. Okay. So if it's something that you do not find acceptable and it's inappropriate, ignore it. And if it gets to a point where seriously you see it to increase, like, that's your point. Like, that's your moment to let it be known, like, what's going on. That's your teaching moment, or that's your moment to, expand on, like, what's happening, and to teach the individual or the individuals, like, how to treat you. You get what I'm saying? I'm serious. And it works. The stuff works. I'm like, when I'm telling you this, I'm like, it's tried and true. Like, this stuff works. But yeah, when you have it where the individuals are now, they're at a standpoint because they're like, hold on, I'm used to doing these types of behaviors, but normally, this is not how they respond. They normally don't come to me and try and tell me, like, this is unacceptable, and like, like, and this isn't okay, and this is how you're supposed to behave, right? And so now you're giving them an opportunity to basically shift. You giving them an opportunity that you need to change it up, because this ain't happening with me. I'm not the one. You can do it with everybody else, but you ain't about to do that with me. Type of thing. And seriously, and understand this too. I'm gonna add some more in there. Understand that when you do stuff like that, they're gonna try you. Like, now they want to see, like, is this just something that they say? Because sometimes people just say stuff, but they don't do stuff. You know, like, that's why I say you have to be very intentional when you going about this route. Like, so now you done told them, like, this is unacceptable. This is, how you treat me and stuff like that. Or this is how you behave around me, blah, blah, blah. And now you're going to see. right? Like where this person is. Like now you gonna see, I'm serious. Like now you're gonna see what this person is. If they seriously are like, oh, this person means business, or is it like, oh, this person just talking off at the mouth, whatever. So they gonna try it just to confirm like what you saying is true. And so now, right, for whatever age, I'm telling you, adults do it, kids do it, and it's like whatever age it is, now it's like, okay, they done tried it, right? How are you responding to that? Right? I'm serious. That's why I was like, once it gets to that point where it's like, now it done escalated or now it has increased because they like, hold on, you done said something, or, oh, you gonna ignore it. It's like, now you done gave them this is what you're supposed to do or whatever, the reminder. So now I'm like, yeah, at this point it's on you. You have to decide like if that's something that you're going to actually, deal with. Is that something that you're going to tolerate? Is that something that you obligated to, so you have to, and how do you want to move forward with that? But essentially the thing that I like to put out there is think about yourself, as in like, do you love yourself enough to basically treat yourself right? Right? I'm serious. Like understand. Like understand. I'm dead serious. Like if you love yourself, right? Then you respect yourself. And you're going to expect the same respect and love from others around you, right? So if that is the case and you got that not happening around you, right? That's why I'm like, you have to for real think about that. I'm serious. That's why I was like, in so many ways, this is where I'm like, no, it's for real. It's a reflection of who we are as individuals when it gets to that point where it's just like, oh no. And people see that. Like, I'm serious. Like, I done been through all different stages, because I'm telling you, like, I don't work with different things and I've been in different roles, and then you have your own personal life and stuff like that. And it's just like, seriously, it comes down to, do you love yourself? Do you respect yourself? How much do you love and respect yourself? Because once you get to a place where you know what that is, I keep putting it out there, like, you better know who God is. Like, get to know who he is and how he loves. Because once you figure that out, and once he shows you who you are, you're not going back. Like, I'm serious. Like, you're not going back to people treating you any kind of way. You're not gonna go back to people saying and doing anything they want to you. Like, it's not happening. Because once you are realizing your worth and your value in God, and the fact that he loves you and what love is, and you should be loving on yourself, right? You love on other people too, but you gotta love on yourself first before you can love on other people. Hello. You have to love on yourself first. And so if you're allowing other people around you to treat you any kind of way, that's not love. Understand what I'm saying? And it makes a difference. That's why I'm like, these are the things. And I'm telling you, I know we're living in that type of time right now. And it says it. If you read the Bible, and if you're a believer and stuff, read in there, it's saying it. Like, we're towards the end times, we're gonna be living amongst, people, it will be no love. They're gonna be lovers of self. They're gonna be lovers of, what you call it, pleasure instead of God, instead of love. And you see it. It's gonna show up in all types of ways. And so that's why I'm putting it out there. Like, seriously, it's not so much of focusing on what other people are doing as much as it's, okay, do you love yourself? Right? Do you love yourself enough to have it where you're not gonna disrespect me? You're not gonna, treat me any kind of way. You're not about to say and do anything and think you're about to be in my presence. You get what I'm saying? Like, seriously, this is where it's at. And it makes such a difference when you are bold enough, or confident enough, or courageous enough, or even assertive enough to let that be known. And I'm telling you, it's understood. Like, it's understood when you get around people, or you get in different environments. And like I said before, it's in all types of environments. It can be in homes, it can be in workplaces, it can be in communities, it could be out in the street. Like, wherever it is, people are going to know whether you love on yourself or not. They're going to know. And unfortunately, we have people out here in the world that they will see straight through that. And you know, like if you don't, they gonna see straight through, and they will try and take advantage of it. And so that's why I'm like, it's on us as individuals in this world, especially if you're a believer, to be out here knowing, right? Like who you are, and for real, being able to love on yourself enough to respect yourself enough to not have other people disrespecting you, right? And I'm gonna go into it because you know how it's that one scripture that talks about like, oh, okay, it's the ones honor the overlook offenses. Yeah, overlook offenses, but God ain't saying be no doormat. Like he ain't. God, Jesus, when they were, when Jesus was with the disciples and all in the different situations, he was not making it like he was no doormat. Understand what he say. If you not accepted in certain places and stuff like that, use dust, wipe the dust off your feet and move along. Like for real, like understand what this stuff is saying. That's why I'm like, the Bible is such a good life application for everything that we go through, but understand what he's saying. Like, you ain't no doormats out here. He wants us to love on people, but it comes a time when it's just like, if you just want to keep going down this path, what have you, like seriously, if you want to keep going down this path, like unacceptable, like you don't get to be in my presence, like you don't get to be around me, because that's not acceptable for me. I'm not gonna tolerate that. You get what I'm saying? And it's one of those things where we have to come to that, right? Like it comes, at least in my experience, and I'm gonna tell you from my like insight on it, it comes when you for real know who you are. When you know your identity, and of course, I'm gonna tell you, knowing your identity is knowing who you are in Christ. God created us all, right? And that's such a challenge when, like I was saying yesterday, where you have people looking towards, counselors, or looking towards a doctor, or looking towards another person in this world to tell them who they are. And it's like, I'm telling you, it's nothing wrong with going and seeking those things, but seek God first. Seek him first. He knows everything about you. He knows more about you than you do yourself. Right? Like he knows more about us than we do ourselves. So it's like you have to for real know who you are in him. He's telling you, you are more valuable than rubies. Like he is valuing us at such a high price, right? Like loving on us so much. You all heard when I was talking about even people who don't do right, he still be blessing them and honoring them. You get what I'm saying? Not to say again that you can go out here just doing stuff you ain't got no business doing. But I was saying, but I'm saying like that's how loving he is. And don't you think if we're made in his image, we should be the exact same way? But he wasn't out there letting people just treat him like no doormat. Like, right? And so understand, like you have to get to a place where seriously you are loving on yourself. Like I'm not saying be selfish, I'm saying love yourself enough to know what love is around you. You get what I'm saying? Like do not, and I say it out my mouth, but I'm trying to give you a different perspective on it and hopefully encourage you, right? For anybody who goes through it, because we all grow in life. It's a time, I think it's the adolescent age, where people for real are struggling with their identity at that point. Everybody goes through it. We don't just come out the womb and then it's like, okay, and I know exactly who I am. What have you? We all go through a stage where it's just like, for real, you are trying to figure out your identity, especially amongst all the people around you, different peers, and whatever's going on in society at the time. And as you continuously grow, we're still changing. So it's like, yes, that part. But the one thing that never changes, like I'm serious, the one thing that never changes is who we are in Christ. If we're becoming more Christ-like, we know who he is, and we know if we're made in his image, then we have something to emulate. We have something that we can be looking towards on how to treat people, how we behave in society, how we respond in different situations, and all of these different things, conflict and difficulties and relationships and all of that. Like we have an example, and I'm telling you right now, one of them is not allowing people to treat you any kind of way. Like I'm serious. Like not continuously, not consistently. No. Like, no. And because I think it's the one part where it says, if they go 1 mile, you go two. Like, you go right along with them. If they ask for the shirt off your back, you give it to them. Yes. Yes. Right? But at the end of the day, he even says that, like, at certain points, if it's still going a certain way, like what they ain't trying to do right, you need to go ahead and disengage from that. Like, I'm serious. You need to go ahead and disengage from that, because you don't want to be influenced by it, for one. And not only that, but that's almost like you just sitting there allowing it. You making it seem like it's okay. I think one of them is what is it? It's like a representation, letting it be known, like they should be ashamed, of like what they doing and all of that, like the different things he was saying that you should do. If they still doing the same stuff and not trying to change and all of that, like, yeah, it's to let them know, like, no. Like, the disengagement, like, no, like, not okay, not acceptable. And that's after, right? Like, hear what I'm saying. That's after you try to ignore it, right? Just to let them know, like, I'm not ignoring you, I'm ignoring that behavior, right? Like, you are still God's creature, right? We all still God's people, but I'm not ignoring you, I'm ignoring that bad behavior, I'm ignoring that, like, inappropriate behavior, I'm ignoring that disrespectful behavior. And then going further, going like, okay, and let me tell you why. And let me tell you what I'm looking for. I think that too. A lot of the time we want to say, like, I don't like this, or that's unacceptable, like that's inappropriate, blah, 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 disrespectful. But then at the same time, it's like, you not letting them know though. Like, well, if that's not okay, what is okay? Right? Seriously, for you. And this is another part where it's like, you have to know who you are in order to know what's acceptable for you, what you're going to tolerate, what's okay. If you don't know who you are, you can't even tell them. It's like, no, you don't like this, but what do you like? Whatever, like, what, how do I treat you, type of thing. And it's like, if you don't know yourself, you ain't gonna know what to tell them. You get what I'm saying? Why that's so important. So that's your, after you ignoring it, it's just like, yeah, you still being loving to the individual, right? Like, still being Christ-like, because you're still letting them know, like, it's not that I'm ignoring you, I'm ignoring the behavior. Let me tell you why I'm ignoring the behavior, because it's disrespectful, it's inappropriate, it doesn't make me feel good when you do that. It's like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's not anything that you should be doing, and it's something that not only makes you look bad, but it makes me look bad. Like, letting them know what it is and saying, like, okay, and it would be better if you would treat this person kindly, if you would say this, if you would do that, if you blah, 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 blah. And then, that would be acceptable for me in my world, around me. You get what I'm saying? And then, seriously, like, they can consider it, and you can see who you're dealing with at whatever age it is. After you've let them know, like, this is what it is, it's like, now you get to see, are they willing? Basically, let me put it in the simplest terms. After you've said that to them, now you get to see if that person respects you or cares for you at all. You get what I'm saying? Because seriously, if you're letting it be known that this is how I'm feeling about this is, how it's affecting me, this is the problem, and they're saying, whatever, then now you get to see who you're dealing with. You get what I'm saying? Like, now you get to, okay, I'm breaking it down for you, because it's going, okay, once you've explained it, once you've, ignored it, it's like, okay, now it's on you. You get why I said that? Now it's on you as a person to decide if you want to deal with that, if you want that to be in your world, if that's something that it's personal and it's a choice, or if you're obligated, still, it's a choice. Like, are you willing to deal with that? Because at this point, you have now put it out there how you feel. You've now told them what it is. And if this individual or these individuals don't care about your feelings, they don't care about how you feel and how it's affecting you, they don't care about what their behaviors are doing to you. Do you see where I'm going with this? They don't care about you. Does that make sense? Like, now we getting somewhere. It's like, you need to love yourself and respect yourself. Because if you did and you hear those types of things, like, or you're seeing that type of stuff after you've taken the steps to care for them and let them know, like, that ain't okay. Okay, this is why that ain't okay. And it's like, okay, you still choosing to do it after I'm telling you this is how it's making me feel. Okay, you don't care about me or anything that I got going or how I'm feeling, how you're affecting me. You might not be somebody for me. Yeah, right. Like, I ain't gonna tell you what to do. I'm just telling you, like, this is for real. You get to see who you're dealing with after you're telling people how you feel about something and how it's affecting you. And if their response is I don't care, that's letting you know flat out, like, that ain't love. That's somebody who does not care about you, period. Like, they just don't. And so now it's on you to make a decision on if that's something that you want in your life, if that's something that you're going to tolerate and continue to deal with, if that's something that you're obligated to, deal with, that you want to keep dealing with, or what have you. Like, it's on you at that point. And your response is going to show you, right, how much you love yourself and respect yourself. Because if we truly loved ourselves, man or woman, right, of God or not, it's like, like, wherever you are in your life, it's like, if you're allowing people to do and say and treat you any kind of way, like, that's you. That's on you. Because if you love yourself enough and you respect yourself enough, you can't have respect without love. If you don't love yourself, you can't respect yourself. So it's just like, if you're allowing people to do that, then it's just like, how much do you truly love yourself? Right? Like, it's one of those things where it's a fine line. I'ma just say it's a line. Like, there is a line. I know in the Bible there's so many different things, right, in the Bible that it talks about, as far as, all types of relationships, and, turn the other cheek, and, how many times do you forgive, and, it's all of that, encouraging the, like, forgiveness and the covering of, wrongs and stuff, and just loving on people. But also, don't get it twisted. He was like, don't get it twisted. God ain't about you being in abusive stuff. He's not about you being in situations where, it clearly is not of him. Like, godly stuff ain't like, he ain't about that life. So that's on you to make that type of decision. But I'm just giving you a different perspective to kind of think about these days, and to reflect on. And I'm telling you, like, once you get to a place in your life where, for real, your identity, who you are in God, and who you are in Christ, like, your worth, and right, like, how to love yourself and how to respect yourself. It's gonna be very intolerable for you to have things going on around you that's not that. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm serious. And so, even for me, I know, for a lot of the things that's been going on, and what was the recent thing, like, didn't think this was gonna happen type of thing, or what have you. It's just like, and a lot of things that go on in life, you have to be grateful that they do, because they're all learning lessons. I wouldn't even be able to share so much insight on everything that I've been talking about if I didn't go through stuff, right? So that's why I'm like, take everything for real as a learning lesson through life. Don't get stuck on society and how they constantly trying to make you think, like, I'm for real. They constantly be trying to make you just, feel bad about things that you go through and all of that. And it's just like, understand that you are stronger, you are wiser, you are more, built up when you go through stuff. Like, seriously, when you go through things, that's just common sense. That's like when we work out, which I need to go do in a minute. I'm gonna go get on the bike. But it's just like, when you work out, seriously, how do you get muscle? How do you tone up? How do you, how do you get that? You have to keep working it. Does it hurt? Whatever. Like, oh, is it painful sometimes? Like, oh, do you feel it sometimes? Yep. That's when it's working. That's when you building it. That's when it's getting better. It's just like, for you to be just out here not feeling nothing, that's not a good thing. For you to not be going through anything, That's not a good thing. Whatever. Like, what's that thing in the Bible that it says? Like, I can't remember the scripture verbatim, but basically it's like if God ain't working on you, like that ain't good. Like even if it's something that you doing wrong, if he not somehow trying to get you to get back on the right track, whether that's through trials and tribulation and adversity or something that's going on, it's just like you need to be concerned. You need to be worried. Like like if God ain't working on you, or he ain't trying to come to you, or ain't trying to turn you back from your ways and stuff, like you might need to be concerned, because he chastises his kids, and he for real builds us up, and he for real works on you. He wants you to be better. Ain't no way that you gonna just be out here and not doing that. Look, at least for me, that's one of the reasons why I feel like with the love scripture, when he's saying what did he say? Man, I'm missing it because now my song gone. But it's one of the scriptures that's in there where it talks about covering the wrongs and stuff like that. It's just like he already know we imperfect and we gonna go through stuff. So it's just like, take this stuff as a learning lesson, like seriously, and be working on yourself. Shoot, I'm still waiting on, when is it gonna be a norm to like work on yourself? When are we making this a norm? Because I know I am. I'm trying to really encourage that and put that out there and promote it. Like, work on yourself. It's great. It's wonderful to become greater and greater in who you are. It's wonderful to grow closer to God. It's wonderful to grow in just who you are as an individual, and knowing who you are as a person, and being so firm and so bold and so secure in that. It is so much power in it. It's just like, man, let's make this norm of work on yourself. It's okay. It's okay. In fact, when you talking to people and you got stuff going on in your world, that's a blessing. Okay? Like, for real, count it all joy that you going through some things, because for real, like, you need to be concerned if God's not working on you. If he's not doing something in your world, letting you know that you could do this better, you could turn that around, you could come closer to him. Like, you need to be concerned. I mean, he ain't worried about you. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that means he done let you go, type of thing. So for real, like, take this stuff as learning lessons, and also be very mindful for real of like who you are as an individual, and for real, love on yourself. I know in this world, in this time, in this society, and especially with all this social media, it is a hot mess. It's a hot mess with individuals trying to constantly tell other people what's right and wrong with their life. Got all these critiques, got all these opinions, trying to tell people what to do, and all this type of stuff. It's like, it's crazy. But once you for real know who you are, do you hear what I'm saying? Once you seriously know who you are in Christ, and you seriously see yourself the way that God sees you, which is wonderful. He sees you for real as a wonderful person. Go look at all the different adjectives that he uses to describe who we are in him. More than conquerors. Do you hear what I'm saying? And that's why I'm like, let me encourage you today, and let me share this message, because yeah, it's going to be a lot more of it happening. It's going to be a lot more nonsense. It's going to be a lot more people dealing with stuff that's inappropriate and that they shouldn't have to deal with. But count it all joy, because for real, Jesus overcame it all. Ain't that what the scriptures say? Like, don't grow weary of doing good, because he done overcame it all. But also, don't get it twisted. You ain't no doormat. And also, don't get it twisted. Just because we love, which is the strongest, okay, strength. Okay, like, the strong, what it say? Love conquers all. Like, love is the biggest strength that you can have. And yet we look at it as a weakness when we caring for people and giving people chances and letting people do certain things. But understand, nah, you ain't meant to just let people disrespect you and let them treat you any kind of way and deal with all types of craziness. Like, absolutely not. Even Jesus didn't do that. Like, like, for real, some stuff he was like, with the suffering and everything, but he knew he had to do it. But what was he doing? He was praying to God, saying, if you could take this cup away, like, if you could take it away. So understand, like, if he's telling us stuff like that, like, sweep the dust off your feet and keep it moving, like, and do it as a sign to let them know. You get what I'm saying? If he's saying stuff like that where people up there, they can't accept you and treating you any kind of way, absolutely not. Do not allow that. You should have so much love for yourself and enough love for them to let them know that's unacceptable. You ain't about to do that with me. And I hope you stop doing it to me, stop doing it to other people and get yourself together. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the age may be, children, middle age, adolescent, adults, like what is it, elders, seniors, like seriously, like understand that sometimes you taking stands like that and letting people know like absolutely not, I love myself too much or I respect myself too much for you to do and say anything, for you to treat me any kind of way. Sometimes doing that to somebody and letting them know that that's not okay, sometimes that could be the thing that makes them want to change, because you might be the first person that showed them something different. That's caring for a person, not letting them keep treating you some type of way. That's letting them know this is how you treat people. You get what I'm saying? Like, for real. It's not I'm ignoring you. I'm ignoring this behavior because the behavior is unacceptable. And if you would like to be around me, if you want my presence in your world, if you would like, like to be in my space, you're going to have to change it up and treat me differently. I'm serious. And it goes for all different types of roles that you may be in, whether it's personal, whether it's professional. Like, it comes all down to you knowing who you are as a person and having enough love and respect for yourself in order to basically demand that from those around you. You get what I'm saying? Like, that part. And it's not a you changing people, it's not a you trying to make them do things, because understand what I said. After you let them know that, then you get to assess. You get to see, who is this person? Do they care anything for me? You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, do they care anything for me? They heard what I said. They saw how it impacted me, and they still doing it. Oh, they don't care. I think a lot of times we want to be hopeful. I think a lot of times we want to be kind, and it's just like, oh, okay. But it's like, understand, even in certain situations in the Bible, God was up there going, okay, you can talk to him one-on-one. You can bring some people with you to talk to him again. After that, had nothing to do with them, because clearly they have made their choice. They don't want to do right. They don't want to treat you right. They not about that life. Right? So if we're seeing stuff like that in the Bible, it's just like, okay, now we can love all day, love on people. That's who we are, right? As believers, that's who we are. But at the end of the day, don't allow people to just be out here treating you any kind of way, saying anything, doing anything to you. Not okay. They can keep doing that, but you're not about to do it in my presence. You're like, I'm serious. And it speaks volumes when you are able to be assertive and speak up for yourself. It speaks volumes when your actions follow your words. So if you mean what you say, do that. Disengage from it if you need to. Do whatever needs to be done. But again, sometimes you're obligated. So, do it for real. But do what you have to do with that too, because God knows. Pray about it. God knows. And sometimes he'll get you out that jam, right? If you're doing all that you can, but you are obligated in some, whatever the reason may be, to have to deal with that, like, pray about it. Seriously. But God is not about that life. He do not want you to be treated, mistreated and, in situations where it's just like, oh, okay, people just gonna do and say whatever. And, like, because they just feel like it. Like, absolutely not. Have enough love and respect for yourself to know that you are worthy. You are worthy to be loved. You are worthy to be treated right. You are worthy to be respected. You are worthy to be talked to in a manner that, is appropriate. All of that. I'm serious. Normally you see this stuff happening when it's acceptable. It's like a reinforcement. Like, if you're teaching a person that it's okay for them to say anything, do anything, it's okay for them to call you, and say whatever or do whatever. It's okay for them to just come around you, be treating you any kind. Like, understand what you're reinforcing, right? It's just like children, where it's just like, okay, when I do this is what the reaction is. And if you continuously do it, now they're learning that this is what you get when you do that, whatever. So now they like, okay, well, I want this outcome. Let me do that. Right? Like, I'm telling you, all this stuff, like, listen, Learn about who you are, right? Work on yourself. Work on yourself. If you know these are things that you know struggle with, or if this is like one of the issues or one of the things that you see in your life, like I'm serious, like tried and true. This the stuff works. And not only that, but seriously, I am encouraging it today, doing a call to action today, doing a promotion today. Like work on yourself. It's great. Like it's great. It's not only great for yourself, but it's great for those that are going to be around you, for you to actually know who you are, and for you to for real be secure in that and get to a point where it's just like, okay, and I love myself enough to know and respect myself enough to know that you don't get to do this. You don't get to say that. You don't get like you don't. And it's nothing wrong with it, right? It's nothing wrong with being assertive. It's nothing wrong with knowing what you want. These are all very great things. It gets to the point where it's just like now it's like, oh, are you changing a person? You're trying to change the people around you. You trying to do it. Oh no, absolutely not. You can keep being who you are, but not around me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you can keep doing that if you want to keep doing those types of behaviors. What I say before, I'm ignoring the behavior. I'm not ignoring you. I always try and make that very clear. When I was teaching, I did. When I was in different roles working with kids, I did. When I was working with, you know, adults and all those different types of situations and personal life and stuff, it's just like that part. Like, it's not you, it's the behaviors. And if you can't get them behaviors under wraps, then you can't be in my presence, where I'm gonna have to love you in a different way. Like seriously, and it's nothing wrong with that. It's absolutely nothing wrong with it. And I'm telling you, individuals will respect you more once they finally get to the point where they understand. Like they will respect you more for you actually doing that, because somewhere down the line they'll learn. You know what have you? I'm for real. Somewhere down the line, like sometimes it'll be immediate, because as soon as they have a person letting them know like that is unacceptable, you don't get to do that with me, you know, type of thing. It's like, okay, this person, they know what they want, they speak up for themselves or what have you, up their actions is following their words, and then they get it together, you know, because they want to be in your presence, they want to be around you, but they like, okay, I gotta get it together, you know, whatever, because that ain't okay. But other people where it's just like, oh, okay, well, I don't like that because they telling me what to do, or, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, okay, well, that's, you know, that's okay. That is okay. You can continue to be yourself, but you ain't about to do that stuff around me or to me. You know, like you're not about to be in my presence doing it. You get what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where seriously, it really counts for you to be working on yourself, for you to know who you are, and for you to love yourself enough and respect yourself enough to know like you are worthy. You are worthy of being treated right. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of good around you and stuff like that. And anytime you have any person trying to make it seem like that's all you can get, like, you know, like that's all you can get, people treating you some type of way and everything, or that's all they gonna do because that's what they feel like, that's fine, but you don't get to be in my world if that's what you want to do, right? And sometimes you have to take those types of stands, like seriously, like I said, in the long run, they'll respect you more for it. I'm serious, because it's a blessing. Like some people don't have that in their life. Some people don't have individuals that are actually going to expect anything of them. You get what I'm saying? Like they let them do anything. And a person, I always say this, but a person who will let you do anything and just be out here, they don't care for you. But a person who's looking out for your best interests, a person who cares about you and stuff like that, those are good people, right? Like, and in a respectful way. If that makes sense. In a respectful way. It's not that you telling people or trying to put it out there like, oh, okay, you know, this behavior is so horrible, you're horrible. Again, no, the behavior is horrible. Like, because if you go out here in this real world and try that stuff with the wrong person, you could get yourself killed, or you can get yourself hurt. You get what I'm saying? Or if you go out here and you be acting a fool in certain environments and stuff, that could end up hurting you. You get what I'm saying? In so many different ways. It's ridiculous. So a person who's actually putting that out there, you get what I'm saying? Like, it may seem harsh, but it's like, no, you taking a stand and letting it be known, like, this is how you love. This is how you love me. Like, this is how you treat me. Like, that's speaking volumes. And in the long run, like, they'll respect you for it. So whatever your role is, whatever like relationships you find yourself in and stuff like that, like, I'm serious, like, it's something to really take into consideration and something to seriously think about, especially if you know it's something you struggle with. Now, all of us know, different things that we struggle with and different, problems and stuff that we have. So it's seriously, it's something to think about. And nobody can teach you how to love you. Right? I say the best teacher is God. Like, once, I'm serious. Like, because you'll go and try and see a counselor, you'll try and see a coach and all those different things. And it's just like, they can say stuff all day, but it's not until you believe yourself, right? That you actually love on yourself. Like, that you, to actually know what it is and what that looks like, like, it's on you to get there, right? For whatever means you do. Nothing wrong with seeing a coach, seeing a counselor, or any of that. But like I said, I encourage you, go to God first. God is the greatest example of what it means to love. And not only that, but to love yourself enough to not be out here tolerating nonsense. Like, I'm serious. I use it for content and, like, teaching lessons for other people, right? For you all, and to share it. But seriously, I would say that's your best bet. Like, you gotta go back through and listen to what I was saying as far as the different steps that you can take, but be very mindful of how people respond to you after you're letting them know how things are affecting you, or what it is that you're looking for, what it is that you want. People who truly love you and respect you, when you say that type of stuff, they're going to be trying to meet you where you at, or they're going to be trying to figure out how you all can work that out. People who don't care hear it and don't hear it, and they continuously do whatever they want to do. But sometimes we're so hopeful, sometimes we're looking at potential, sometimes like, all these different things, that it's just like, seriously, right? I was looking at something like that the other day, because you all know I share my personal experiences, but the other day I was looking at something like that, where a person is telling you, like, oh, I love you type of things, or, oh, you're the love of my life type of thing. And it's just like, yeah, but your behaviors did not show that. You get what I'm saying? Like, your actions, your words need to match your actions. Like, if your words are not matching what you do, that's not, it's some inconsistency there. There's some type of contradiction. Either you're lying or your behaviors are lying. Something is happening, but they're not consistent. You get what I'm saying? So for me, right, like, over the years, with many individuals like coming at me about stuff, it's like, when you go through different things in life, understand that it's all working for a reason. So even if you don't expect things to come out a certain way, or the outcome or what have you, understand that God is always in control, and that He knows it all. And you know what I'm saying? Like, He knows it all, and He's directing your steps. And anything that's happening, sometimes it could seem like it's a bad thing, but it's a blessing in disguise. So don't be out here feeling bad about things that go on in your life that, don't turn out the way you want it to turn out, or aren't playing the way you want it to be playing. That's society making that stuff seem like, oh, it's so horrible. Oh, you got to start over. Oh, like, oh, that didn't go as planned. Oh, trouble here or whatever. And it's just like, yeah, but thank God for God, right? That He knew it from the very beginning, and that He cared enough about you to keep you and to continue to cover you. You get what I'm saying? And guide you. That's why I'm like, don't get so caught up with making everything seem like, it's just so horrible, it's the end of the world. It's like, no, it's not. Like, you have to go through stuff in order for you to learn things. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you can learn from other people, and their experiences, but it's nothing like going through your own stuff and allowing, God to show you some things. Like, one of the things I say for that is, when you go through stuff and God is for real walking with you in it, like, that is for real when your faith, like, seriously gets built. Right? Like your faith is seriously getting built. You ain't getting that from somebody else's story. As much as testimonies are great to hear, and they are very motivational, very encouraging, they have so much power to them, it's nothing like having your own story. It's nothing like having your own experiences, your own trials and tribulations, your own situations where God is for real showing up for you in those midst of everything you're going through, and your faith growing, consistently growing. Like, it's when it's you, it's different. Like, I can tell you all the stuff, and some of it, like, right, that we know that God has done for me, but what is that gonna do for your faith? It'll encourage you a little bit. It'll help you out a little bit to be like, oh, if he did it for her, he can do it for me. But it's like, wait until he do some stuff in your life, though. Wait until you're going through something and he's with you all the way and you see him doing it. Wait until that happens, and then won't you have faith like nobody's business? And it's going to continuously get built. That's why I'm like, man, this world and God, completely two separate things. Like, if you still up here wanting all this world, like, good luck to you. Like, let that stuff go, because with God it's so much better. Like, it's so much better. Don't go with all this crap that the world trying to spew at you. Like, oh, okay, oh, you failed. Oh, you went through this. Oh, it's like, yes. Like, understand, the more you go through stuff, the more your character is built, the more your perseverance is built, the more your endurance is built, the more that you can handle, the more stuff that he can give you. You get what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna handle all these blessings? Like, how you, like, come, hold on. Like, I'm about to go there for you. How you gonna handle all these blessings that God is trying to give you if you can't even handle, like, you can't endure the things that you go through? You get what I'm saying? It's like that when people show up in your life and they see all the blessings you got, but then they just acting like somebody just handed it to you. That's how they did me. It's just like, oh, this girl lives here. She did this. She went there. And it's just like, yeah, but did you see everything I had to go through? Did you like, did you see him like do all of this stuff for me? Did you see all the trials and tribulations and stuff like that? Like, yes, he's a rewarder. He's a redeemer. He's a restorer. Like, so if you going through stuff, you better know, like, that God got you. Like, he got you. Don't let this world get you to that. Don't let this world make you be thinking like that, oh, it's just so horrible and all the, type of stuff. It's like, nah, that is a trick. That's a trick. Understand that when you going through some stuff, like, that is building you up. It's building you up every time you can go through some things and endure. It's building you up every time that you persevere. It's building you up every time that you overcome. It's building you up every time that you go through something, and God is sitting there showing you how he will show up for you every single time. Every single time, how he keeps on carrying you, how he keeps on doing it for you, and then your faith just keeps on increasing. And you all remember I was talking about faith the other day with the mustard seed, and it's just like, if you had this little small mustard seed of faith and he telling you can move a mountain, like, how much more faith will you have each time he's sending you through something? Like, each time that he getting you through a situation, like, man, stop letting this world get in your head. Like, stop, because it's sitting up there filling people with all this doubt. It's filling people with all this, like, nonsense and all this, like, sadness and all this, like, oh, trying to beat yourself down and stuff. And it's like, that's what life is supposed to do. We supposed to go through stuff. How else you gonna learn? How else you gonna learn something? Like, because you think if you just teach different things, no, we all gonna have trials and tribulations. It says that you're going to have it, and if you don't go through any, you're gonna have some troubles when you do start going through them. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's different levels to this. The more you endure, the more you can handle. Like, how you gonna handle these blessings? You up here, people want all this stuff, and it's just like, if you want all these blessings, you gonna need to be able to carry that. Because remember, it's scripture in there that say you gonna be blessed with persecution. If you can't handle people talking about you, if you can't handle nonsense coming at you, if you can't handle, you get what I'm saying? Like, how you for real gonna handle all the blessings that he trying to give you? Like, come on now. Like, come on now. That's why I'm like, for today, I'm telling you, like, what I'm doing a call to action for, work on yourself. Work on yourself. Make it a norm. Make it something that is cool and in, because you need to do it. Like, it needs to happen. It's great to work on yourself. The more that you're working on yourself, the more stuff that you go through in life, the greater you're going to become. the greater you're going to become. The more stuff you're going to be able to handle, the more things that you're going to be able to help other people do, the more that you're going to be able to show people how to get through stuff. Like, come on now. Like, stop letting this world get in your head. Go get in that Bible. Get in that Bible. I'm for real. And as far as, today's world and the different things that we deal with that's inappropriate, or the behaviors that's not right, or just bad behavior like disrespectful or what have you, for any age, children, like I said, adolescent, young adults, middle age, elders, seniors, all of it. Like, we people, so it happens. But I'm telling you, get to know how to deal with it and do it from a place of knowing who you are. Because once you do, and you know what love is, and you know how to love yourself, and you know what it looks like to respect you, you ain't gonna let nobody else disrespect you, or treat you any kind of way, or be any kind of way around you. I'm serious. Like, it, listen. Like, seriously, it shows, and people can see that in you. That's why I'm like, work on yourself. For everybody, work on yourself and get to know what that looks like, so that you can be a blessing to others. You may not know it, you might change somebody's world who acting a fool out here. Whatever. Like, you might make the difference for real in their world, because you had enough sense or enough love for yourself to be like, oh, absolutely not, you will not. Like, not around me. You get what I'm saying? And allowing them, or encouraging them to rise in their standards, rise in how they behave, rise in who they are, and helping them see their own worth. Right? So I'm gonna leave it at that for today, because I already done spoke way too much. But hopefully it was helpful for the day. Like I said, I didn't even intend to share on it. I didn't even finish getting dressed, finish doing my hair, or any of that. So the message was important. So hopefully everyone has a blessed day, and I shall talk to you all another time. Bye.